And welcome back to La-Mulana. And before we head back into the ruins, let's go talk to Zelpud again. No, I'm only on stage 2 and the boss just killed me. If only you hadn't barged in like that. Oh, sorry mate, but we just killed the second boss also. He was very difficult. So let's head back to the Gate of Guidance, and we're going to go to the third area of the ruins. So we need to return to the room that's quite easy to miss, sadly. It's down here. Right, so if you go too close to that, it will slam shut. So if we activate this dais, it will unlock that treasure there. But the only way to get that treasure right now is to be knocked by a bat into it off screen. Which is... it's hard to do and it takes some time. But I have done it in the past and it's really not worth it because all it gives you is some extra money. So without further ado, let's enter the third area. The Temple of the Sun. And before we do anything, let's quickly go over here and activate the waypoint. Behold the Temple of the Sun, a shrine devoted to courageous men. So now we can teleport here. So it's time for us to explore this area. So first off, we're going to go and activate this. Trick to the Temple of the Sun. You mentioned that there's a trolley hanging from the top. Can't climb. Cast a light and the truth shall be revealed. So off screen we just released that trolley from the top, which is what Zelpud just told us about. The statue of a giant waits in the land of Inferno. The words of the spirit are hidden within, but one must wait for them to present themselves. The Land of Inferno is another location we're going to go to later. Can't get out. Where's the catch? And now we're just going to teleport out because that's the easiest way to get out. Jump into the sun. We're going to remember that jump into the sun message because that's going to be very useful soon. So here's the map of this area, as you can see we're at the top left. So the trick to this area, like he said, is just pushing the trolley from upstairs. So these slanted hills here that we can run up. If we didn't have the Hermes boots, we would get stuck trying to go up those. Aim and shoot. Okay. So now we just need to aim above that hole. If we hit the wall beneath it, then we take damage. And that gets rid of the wall. And there is the knife. And that's the first of 2 weapons we're going to get in this part. We've only had the whip so far, but we're now going to go and get 2 main weapons in succession quite quickly. So the knife is very quick and it hits things that are beneath us. Like there. So it's useful for destroying pots. We can't buy this yet. Text tracks. I found it on the ground. Well, why isn't it cheaper then? If you don't want it, then don't look at it. It's me, slick and shiny and bald. Got a little hair left, you know. Alright. What now? In the ruins, there are some areas and rooms you can't get into. Brute force ain't the way to get into those places. Keep collecting treasure and solve puzzles. My name is Morbrook. By order of the 4 philosophers, I, Morbrook, wait for the strong one. Under the divine protection of Isis, my life is preserved in eternal slumber. In accordance with the ancient contract, I shall lend my powers to the one who awakens me. So now, this seal has appeared here. So to be able to wake Morbrook, who is a very important character, we have to go and get that seal. We won't be doing that in this part though, that will actually be in the next part. There is man, therefore there is woman. A weapon shall not be used within the woman. That's an important warning we should pay attention to. So right now, there's a Sphinx here that's going to try and kill us, but we are going to just make... Ah, we just made it. That jump, and talk to this guy, in here. The goddess Isis is at the Temple of the Sun. She gave birth to Horus, and is a figure of motherhood. Because of this fact, she waits silently, perched higher than any other god. So we need to go somewhere in the Temple of the Sun that's higher than anywhere else. Well, the highest place is where we started. So somewhere there is a place higher than that. I was told to choose 3 women. They are waiting at the promised location. I couldn't do it. They yet still wait within the moon-gazing pit. To the one who reads this now, please pierce her heart in my stead. She who never lets her smile fade. There's a big brick wall there, so there's no point even opening this to read all that text is yet. You know what, we'll do it anyway. There is no light up ahead. Well, that was pointless. So this area looks weird because it looks like there should be something here, but there isn't. Fill this place with I guess water. The mirror that the something side will come within by reach. So this place needs to be filled with water. And this here will be able to blow us up to that seal. But we don't have any way to fill this with water yet. This is actually the very first puzzle in the game where we need to return to somewhere we've already been. It's actually the next area we haven't been to yet, but after we go there we need to return to this area, because that's the place with water in it. The woman shall be with child when within the man. Who were? Those that fly shall be cast down. So the puzzle here is we need to kill these 2 bats. So we might be here for some while because it's completely random the way that they fly. Because that one needs to come in here so we can hit it. Yeah, there were a couple of puzzles like this in the game. There we go. Luckily it didn't take too long. Sacred Orb. Now we have even more health. So like I said, we didn't need to kill Sakit in the last part if we didn't want to yet, so we could have waited until we had this extra health. A path that connects 2 pyramids. Well, that was straightforward. So here, it mentions something about jumping into the sun. Well, we can hit it. And it said, jump into the sun. So, let's do it. And welcome to the Temple of the Moonlight. This is the first other side in the game. We haven't seen any of these yet, but to put it bluntly, there are 2 sides to every single place in the game. This is the other side of the Temple of the Sun that we were just in. We can't do anything here, that guy is currently frozen. Or petrified, rather. And he is one of the 4 philosophers that we need to awaken later. You may be wondering why I haven't smashed any of these pots yet. Water will provide the power for the tower to soar the skies. And that's because if I whip in here, we get damaged. Because this is the temple of a woman. Did I remember to click that? The sound of the ocarina may be heard only by a woman with child. This room may look like something to you, and if you're thinking it does, keep that in mind. So now we're outside of the Temple of the Woman. So what we're going to do here is get ourselves a really good weapon by destroying this wall. So I'm not really going to count this as sequence breaking, because we're actually allowed to come in here by doing the hints we've already been given. If thou hungers for power, be prepared to commit the ultimate sacrifice. Well, we can't do anything with that. Let's kill that to get out of the way. So, the reason why we haven't been to any of these areas yet is because we don't actually have the bronze mirror yet. And the bronze mirror unlocks the other side of the ruins. And we will be getting that in the next part. And at that point we're going to start exploring all of these other sides. So if we smash this open, we can go in this random room that has some funny music to it. There's nothing to do in here at all. That's actually a developer room in the game. If you return with a specific software setup, we can actually get a message from one of the developers. Because it's one of those type of games. So we can't really do much in the Temple of the Moonlight yet, but while we're here we're going to go and get one important item, so we don't have to backtrack for it later. I thought we would include this stuff here because the Temple of the Sun is actually a very small part. If we only included the stuff from the Temple of the Sun, we'd probably be done in about 10 minutes. So I thought we would include the Temple of the Moonlight as well. So this is the axe we have now. It also hits things beneath us, like you saw, we were able to enter that room earlier. But it's a very slow weapon, but it is very powerful. So we can kill these things in one hit. Those seeking Eden, open the 5 boxes. Mind thy manners and open them starting with the one closest. That's the first tablet we've seen talk about Eden. And Eden is going to be an important puzzle we need to solve. Keep in mind we have the translation software, but we can't read that at all. And here he tells us that we'll need to find some other way to translate these things. So let's go check up here. And this is Eden. A paradise deep in the fog. Clear the fog and you'll be surrounded by more happiness. Head for the tree of Eden with the fruit of paradise in hand. The words Tree of Eden are written here. So we need to find ourselves this fruit of paradise. There's nothing we can do in here at the moment. Absolutely nothing. So we're returning here later. Keep in mind that we saw that tablet mentioning about opening boxes to find the fruit of Eden. So while we're in this room, I just want to make sure these bats don't cause a problem. Alright, we should be able to get in now. So this is an important room. We should be safe now. I just don't want to be knocked down by these guys. There we go, and now we have the grapple claw. So with this grapple claw we can now cling to surfaces and jump off. We can't see what this place is called, but it's something like the Pit of Bones or something like that. A lot of skeletons here. So you may have noticed that the skeletons have been getting more powerful in the game. Originally they didn't throw anything, now they're starting to throw one off multiple bones. Atop the navel of Neptune. So we've actually done everything we can do in the Temple of the Moonlight right now. But one more thing we can do is get this treasure. Which is the map. So you know what, we may as well have a look. What was it called? Boneyard. Alright, same thing. So there's no real way to get back from here, so we'll have to enter via the Temple of the Sun again. So it's worth noting that we were told somewhere up here is the Temple of Isis. So if we go down here, we get to fight a mini-boss. So this mini-boss is a bit annoying because if we get too close it'll just try to kick us. With the axe though, we should be able to kill it, there we go, without using secondary weapons too much. Challenge the Inferno Cavern. The road ahead is long. Those who proceed, be prepared to face death. The Inferno Cavern is to the left there. So it's worth noting that if you remember, this is called the Isis Interior Chamber. So this is where Isis is, but we need to go above her. So if we hit above ourselves here, we can find Isis. There she is. Isis's room. Isis, the mother of horrors, a flood of motherly love shall grant thee healing powers. Statue of Isis, a statue that resembles the ancient Egyptian deity Isis. And here we get her pendant. So now, if we return to the Endless Corridor, we can go and talk to the fairy. That is indeed Isis's pendant. My fellow fairies will help you now as promised. You shall make it so that tiny lights are visible in specific areas of the ruins. Come into contact with those lights and the fairies will appear. As I am the queen, I shall remain here. Return to me if you are prepared with a task beyond my fairies' powers. If you talk to her again, come see me again when the time comes. This is actually a very important thing to remember, because she is vital to the very final puzzle of the entire game. Well, maybe second to last puzzle, depends how you look at it. So we'll be coming back to her a lot later. For now, it's time for us to actually continue making progress in the Temple of the Sun. Remember we were supposed to be doing this? I know, right? Well, as I said, this place is actually very short, so we haven't really not been doing much. So now, let's just jump down here. Get hit by a bat. I think you're supposed to fall from high up to trigger this, but it seems like any height at all, like even a jump like that will push it down. There we go. And that sound means we finished doing that. To the one who has solved all the puzzles, make thy descent now. Well, I definitely solved every puzzle yet. It's been 5,000 years since the last customer. Well, take my business then. That is the heat-proof case. I'd be thanking you. Meditate under Wedget, do nothing more than pray. We're taking quite a lot of damage at the moment, we should probably heal up soon. Oh yeah, I forgot that an enemy spawns behind that pillar, you know, just to be a jerk. It's like right here, when you enter the room. The holy fish dwells on this rock. It shall be transformed into a scale sphere when polished by a maiden of purity. It shall protect thou from the impure water. Oh, that was a trap. Call forth the power of the twins. The twins are 2 in 1. The twins are identical to each other. Oh, of course you spawned it up there. Oh, that would have killed us. Oh, we need to go an extra screen over to unlock that puzzle again. Just because I want to show you what things do, I get punished for it. There we go. So, how do we solve this puzzle? The Eye of Horus, the left eye of the god Horus, symbolises that which sees all, also known as the Eye of Wedget. Well, if you remember what that thing said, it said, do nothing but meditate under the Eye of Wedget. So if we just stand here, it activates our treasure chest. That's probably the biggest puzzle that might get you in here if you just don't think of doing it. And here is the Ankh Jewel. So there's one more thing we haven't done yet, which is to buy these other items from this shop. Was the shop down here? I forgot. It was, but we need to enter from above. I knew it had something to do with the middle. Let's buy this software. So what this software does is it allows us to keep tracks of some things that we see. So throughout the game I'm going to keep some things registered here so that I can come back to them later to point out how it solves a puzzle. Oh, I forgot we didn't talk to him after getting the grapple claw, my bad. He mentions we've got the blood of a ninja in us. I believe this might be a good time to mention some of the extra background story of this game. So as I mentioned at the start, the only story we get told is that we found La-Mulana and apparently our father was here. In the manual of the game, which is actually worth a read, just because it has some funny imagery in it and little hints and stuff. But one of the extra bits of text is that apparently we tried bringing extra weapons but we got confiscated by the police while we came over. We were just healing up there. And another thing mentions that us and our father came from like a lineage of like ninjas. But our father was apparently not a very good ninja, but we were a great ninja. Which somehow explains why we can do all the fighting we can do. I love it, like, it didn't need to be told, but it tells you anyway in the manual. And now it's time for us to start the next boss fight. And we'll also use the axe for the hell of it, because since we have it, and it's more powerful. Suddenly forgotten the name of this guy though. But we have a minecart, which, you know, we are Indiana Jones style. After all, so it makes sense we finally get a thing with a minecart. So the axe actually makes this a lot easier just because of the extra reach that it has. You attack slower, but the extra reach is really important when you're on a vehicle like this. Oh, I knew you were charged then, but sadly we didn't have the speed to be able to outrun him. Got a bit too close for him. There we go. The axe is really powerful, so it definitely sped that up. Let's see what the guy's name was, I forgot. Ellmac, of course his name's Ellmac. We have obliterated Ellmac, but we eventually continues, and I'll look at the minecart because, yeah, we just get thrown off a minecart at full speed. It's great. The twins, Agina and Bruna, have the body of a snake. They desire to travel far. The desire took them in the form of a twin statue and its gate. The twin statue calls forth the gate's power. The hero Hermes used the statues to release the twins. So at the moment we can't actually do anything in here because we need an extra treasure. In here he mentions that there's a curse on the Twin Labyrinth, which is where we are again. Remember we came here earlier to get the Dragon Skull. It mentions that this poisonous fog will kill us though, so we should definitely get out of here. We need to return here later, a lot later, to be able to solve some puzzles. Can we examine anything here? I forgot. Yeah, the statue of Aten? The sun disk is thought to be the ancient Egyptian sun god Aten, but the lizard-headed deity carrying it is unidentifiable. So with that said, I'm just going to check was there anything else we were meant to do this time. I don't think there was. I think we've actually caught up with everything I was meaning to do in this part. I think we have a little bit extra time, so while we're here, I may as well travel over the waterfall. Actually, then again, we're going to come to the waterfall in the next part. So you know what? If we still have some time left, we'll just have this a little bit of an early episode, so let's have a talk to our good friend Zelf and see what he has to say. What are you worried about? My gaming addiction? I'm fine. I can quit any time I want. Just not today. So, let's have a look at our new items. We've collected Isis's pendant that allows us to use fairies. We have the heat-proof case, so we can now use the laptop while in lava. We have the grapple claw that allows us to clip to surfaces. And we have collected both the axe, swing down this axe to make mincemeat of foes. It is heavy and slow, provides a wide attack range, and dagger, light and easy to use, ideal for speedy attacks. And while we're here, since we have some spare money, we'll also go and buy the booklet. Now the booklet isn't actually that useful, because it says here that it can block bullets and small enemies, but it may break if used too many times. So if we break about 5 or 6 shots, that booklet will break. But we can get a better shield later, but we don't have one yet. Let's go spend a few coins on some extra weights, because they're always useful. And let's just relax here, so until next time, we're going to head to the 4th area of the game, examine the waterfall in the overworld, and solve some more puzzles. And I believe we will also have a chance to finally beat Argus on the left side, because we'll get ourselves a serpent staff while we're at it, since we're going to start exploring the other side of the areas we've been to. So, until next time, be lovely to each other.